Another suicide just happened close to me, and I feel the need to speak. It's a terrible task to face the horrors of this world, but we have to do it if we want to make things better. And who else will speak if not those of us who have also wanted to end our lives? I feel it's our responsibility, and at least mine, to speak for those who can't speak anymore and to say what needs to be said. Because people are dying, and they are dying because we don't know how to love. It's that simple. That's the root. We don't look at our own pain, so when others are drowning, we let them drown because their own pain reminds us of ours. People who are suffering, us who are drowning, are having to hold a pain that was never meant to be held only by us. And the crazy thing is that the people who would have cried the most at my funeral are those who couldn't be there for me when I needed them, when I was in pain. How crazy is that? How unconnected, disconnected from our true nature we are until it's too late. And to me, the important point is that when I was crying and they couldn't be there for me, they couldn't hold me, it wasn't me who they couldn't hold. They couldn't hold their own pain. They couldn't hold themselves. I was just a mirror of their own incapacity to love, of their own incapability to sit and to sustain pain, to sit with and to sustain pain. And you notice it every time you meet up with people, with friends. No one really asks how we are, how, like, deeply, like, really, how are you feeling? No one really cares about the inner state. Everyone goes to the surface, external stuff. That's also why I've become so lonely lately, because I'm not finding easy to find people that can sit with their own pain and be present be ready to face me, because to build that they would have to be ready to face themselves first. People don't want to enter your world. They're not willing to listen to themselves. All those who belittle the pain of others, who avoid, who ignore the pain of others, they're just terrified of facing their own pain. Wake up, wake the fuck up. People are killing themselves because we are unwilling to look. We are unwilling to look inside. How many more people are going to have to be left alone? What you ignore in others is what you ignore in yourself. There is only one pain. We are all in the same waters. So to those of you who don't see it, wake up. If not for you, at least for others. Because when you run away, when you keep avoiding, when you stay in your own comfort, in your own boat, you're hurting others. We are here to realize to wake up to our true nature, to realize our true nature, to realize that my pain is your pain and your pain is my pain, and that we are all one, but some are shouting and others are not listening. So please listen to pain, to what pain is telling us, because the only way out is to go to the root, to start looking within, and to really learn the skill of knowing yourselves, of knowing others, the skill of deep listening, so that you can also be there for people when they need you, so you can also get to know others, to love others. There are a lot of terrible things going on in the world, and also beautiful things that are not actually difficult to look at. So that's why we need to speak about the ones that are people are not willing to speak about. To wake up and to really connect with what is, we are going to have to face also the pain. And part of this waking up is realizing the suffering of others. We have to listen to the suffering of others. And to do that, we have to listen to our own suffering. There's a lot of systemic injustice and wars going on. And us as individuals, we don't have so much power to maybe change them, but there is something that we definitely have in our own hands. And that's to learn this skill of loving ourselves, of knowing how to care for the people around us or the people that we say we love. It feels like it's the hardest task, and that's why people are not doing it. But it really is urgent to get to know ourselves. And that is, I believe, the root and the answer. That's what we should be working on. Because that's going to be what brings long-lasting world peace. Because everything else is a projection of our inner state. And the inner state of most people is avoidance, is complete disconnection and unknowingness. So that is also the root of why people are killing themselves. And those of you who glorify numbness, those of you who unconsciously brag about not feeling, about numbness, don't think you are escaping anything. Everything you're not facing now is going to come back to you later, just because the waters that you are avoiding are the same waters that you're going to have to be faced when you die. You're staying in your own boat, trying not to get wet, to a pain that is inevitable. So don't think you're dodging it by avoiding. They are the same waters, these ones that we are learning how to swim in as sufferers, that are going to drown you if we don't really learn how to face them.